Hello everyone, welcome to my brand new Let's Play series of The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings. I'm Colonel RPG, and I'm very happy to have you here with me as I play this game for the first time in a long time. I played it back when it came out. I think, actually, I played back when the Enhanced Edition came out, not when the original game came out. And so, my memory of the events of this game is largely shaped by the fact that I have played the first game a whole lot more times than I played this second game, and I also have a link for you in the description if you want to check my Let's Play of the first game. And I also played the third game recently, and the third game is definitely, well, the first game as well, but the third game is one of my favorite RPGs of all time, and I got a link for you in the description as well. So, before we play The Witcher 2, which we will, let's watch the intro cutscene and see who these Assassins of Kings are. Now, just as a fresh reminder, the plot of the first game largely revolves around a faction that is trying to steal the secrets of the Witchers, and with those secrets create some basically superhuman people that are gonna fight a lot, and it's kind of complicated. There's a lot of revelations. I think this game is going to continue right on the back of those events, so let's jump right in. The Witcher 1 saves are unavailable. We're going to create a new game. Do I want to begin the tutorial? No. And let's go with normal. Indeed. Naught is more repulsive than these monsters that defy nature and are known by the name of Witcher, as they are the offspring of foul sorcery and witchcraft, unscrupulous scoundrels without conscience and virtue. They are veritable creatures from hell, capable only of taking lives. Six years have passed since that memorable day when the northern kingdoms, their forces united, defeated the hosts of Nilfgaard in open battle at Brenna. Famine and disease reign in all the north. Elves and dwarves inhabit ghettos. In ever-increasing numbers, they flee to the forests to join Scoia'tael units. In Temeria, an unidentified assassin attempts to murder King Foltest. The killer dies at the hands of Geralt of Rivia, a professional monster slayer. A month passes. On the banks of the Pontar River, Foltest's army is victorious once more, ending civil strife in the country. Yet the price of this triumph proves immense. Temeria, the year 1271.
Sixes, Daddy needs you. Oh, shit. Ha! 20 orange to Grandad.
Looky there, he's awake.
You daft! Don't go in there!
Shut it, he's in chains, can't do a thing.
Am I right, Master Geralt?
Roll again!
Why?
The dice didn't roll!
Calling me a cheat? Take it back.
Look, he's awake again.
Monster slayer, my ass. A regular whoreson.
I heard witches all start out as roadside orphans taken in by mages who experiment on them.
Folks say they plough witches come the equinox.
That's how they get those spooky eyes.
Enough! Take him down and put him in the interrogation room.
I thought he died.
I'm not so easy to kill. I don't believe we've been introduced. Vernon Roach.
Fuck you.
Nasty. And after we've been through so much.
Same side of the barricade then, opposite sides of the table now.
You can change that.
You want me to sit on your lap?
Ves! Unshackle him. You will tell me everything you remember. The entire assault. And all that happened in the Solar.
And if I refuse?
I shall have to beat you. I've commanded the Special Forces for a while. Got good at beating others. You're a Witcher. You'd endure much.
You better believe it.
Worst case scenario, you'll suffer through it, go back to your cell, and tomorrow, they'll publicly gut you, skin you, and hang you.
Just like that? For nothing?
No. For Temeria.
Downright praiseworthy. Where should I start?
It was a long day. I wish to hear the important bits.
So the event that they're referencing here happens as... It's basically the ending of the first game. I don't even know if it is a post-credits scene. Basically, you go and get your reward from the king for the whole... everything that happened. It's a long story for the first game. And you get the reward, and somebody tries to kill the king. And you kill that somebody. And you notice that that assassin, or would-be assassin, had Witcher eyes. Which we didn't see in the intro cutscene for this game. I don't believe we saw Witcher eyes in that guy. So, yeah, that's what is being referenced here.
Just so we're clear on this, I was not eager to go into battle. But Foltest is not someone you refuse.
Witcher, are you up? His Majesty, King of Temeria, Pontar, Mahakam, and Sodden, Senior Protector of Bruges, summons Master Geralt to appear before him.
Tell him I'll be there shortly.
Sorry to intrude like this, milady, but the king...
We heard you.
A pleasant day to you, milady. Witcher.
Stupid war. Could have been such a beautiful morning.
A war can never be stupid when waged by your king.
They've cleared the forests, they're pillaging nearby villages, and they'll soon be murdering each other en masse. Why? Because Foltest's having a spat with the mother of his bastard twins. This is a really stupid war, Triss.
Bastards or not, the children are still royal blood. The Lavalettes are an old Temerian dynasty, and the mix is sufficient basis to vie for the crown. History has known stranger contenders.
Which doesn't change the fact that...
I know. Foltest and the other northern monarchs are neither the smartest nor the most refined, but they're kings, one of whom we serve.
And I'll see Foltest is summoned, protect him if need be. But once the castle falls, we leave.
Did you dream of the Wild Hunt again?
Mm-hmm.
In the first game, we also get to meet the Wild Hunt, and a few times, in fact. It sort of intrudes on Geralt all throughout the game, and then at the end, it's a big confrontation.
One of the scouts swears he saw a dragon down by the river. Claims he ran into a Scoia'tael unit. That would have been it if the dragon hadn't swooped down. The elves apparently bowed in prayer and he escaped.
A dragon? In the midst of civilization? Oh, please. Besides, does it matter? Witchers don't hunt dragons. Or has something changed?
Nothing's changed. And you're right. It's probably not a dragon, although it could be a forktail or a slizzard. Maybe even an overgrown wyvern.
The scout ran into some elves and scurried away. That's how that story begins and ends.
The unlucky assassin? How did the autopsy go?
It was a nightmare. In the months since you killed him, the king's medics poked around in his corpse like a bunch of amateurs. What arrived in that cart? Well, I wouldn't even call it a corpse.
Foltest has some trust issues. Did you learn anything?
His pupil suggested he could probably see in the dark as well as you. I couldn't put an age on him.
The killer snuck past all the guards and nearly killed Foltest and me a month ago. And now you tell me he was a witcher?
Possibly. I'm just saying what the autopsy showed. I haven't told anyone, nor do I plan to. I know what it could do to you if it got out. You might be a savior, a king's witcher now, but masters can be as fickle as the cults they ride.
I get the feeling that dream's important. Running frantically through the forest, the wild hunt. They're the last things I remember. I wake up and try to relive the dream and the memory, hoping I'll find some guidance. Some clue to grab onto, something that'll help me recover my memory.
Dreams can be very powerful. Some people claim they can even shape reality.
People claim a lot of things. The problem is, it's often nonsense.
We'll know in time. I'm sure of it.
The dream he was referring to there, running through the forest, is the first thing we see in the game. I will bring to your attention, he said, the last thing I remember. Because Geralt, he doesn't remember what happened to him since, well, months back. Or since before months back, because the first game... Well, actually, I don't know what the span of time of the first game is. But we do get a cutscene early in the game that takes place in a similar-looking forest early in the first game, which is where Geralt is being carried into Kaer Morhen after basically being struck in the gut by a fork, by basically a pitchfork. And I don't know if those are related. I think they might be. The forest, him running through the forest and all that sort of stuff. It might be him just before getting killed. Or he didn't quite die, obviously. The first game starts with him not being dead. But the books, at the time of the first game coming out, the books had supposedly ended with Geralt dying. Well, the books don't necessarily end, because you can always publish more books telling stories before that. And I think the books that have come after the last book at the time of the publishing of the first game, the next few books have been basically telling of earlier stories. The books themselves, as far as I'm aware, basically jump from timeline to timeline. I only read The Last Wish, I believe, and I believe that's the name of the book. It definitely is. That's the book that I read, and even the stories in that book are all over the place. It's a really fun book to read, honestly, and I recommend it to anybody who's interested. It's also the most popular, but but that I think that is the dream he's referring to.
All right. Time to look to the lustful king and his stupid war.
I'll join you later.
And much like in The Witcher 3, we start in a woman's room. I was gonna say Triss's room. We do start in Triss's room here, I suppose. It's definitely not mine. Look at all this stuff. She's a sorceress. A wizard? Do they say different things here? I don't think so. And we have some money here, which I will proceed to take. I'm just looking around a little, but there's nothing else. It's kind of hard to see if you are highlighting things. We could talk to her a little bit more. But that's it.
I'll join you later.
Mm-hmm. These sound like trebuchets. The sound of the thing. The frame rate is a little bit on the... Oh, it's the motion blur. Frame rate is good, but the motion blur is all over. And we have herbs. Okay, there is a thing you can do with your Z key to highlight all the herbs. Okay, this is a huge camp. This is a siege. Can we see what's going on here? I think we are seeing what's going on here. Okay, let's move. Yep, that's the Witcher's medallion. Tell me about all the plants.
I'll wager you'll send the lavalets running.
I just know I'm gonna die.
Oh, looky there, new boy. It's that Witcher. Geralt of Rivia ought to know about amulets.
Witcher, sir, I have a question for you.
Do you?
We know each other?
Don't recognize your old mates. We're the Crinfrid Reavers.
I lost my memory.
As did Boholt. After the hunt for the Golden Dragon, he took a spill and hit his head on a rock. He can still be a beast in battle, but besides that, he don't do much save eat and shit. Rarely even lusts after women.
I doubt that's amnesia.
I'm Kenneth, and this one here they call Desperate, and this is New Boy. He's apprenticing with us like. I haven't had much luck with the monsters of late, so we enlisted. Now New Boy's gotten himself into this wager situation. Would you help us for old time's sake? I mean, we all got a little riled. But those are bygones, as I see it.
We'd have set you free. The sorceress too. Boholt was just fooling about the raping and all.
What rape?
Shut your trap, Desperate. The Witcher don't remember. Waste of words to remind him. We're old mates, that's that.
So you'd have raped this old mate?
Just the sorceress. You were there to kill the dragon, the sorceress too. The peasants wanted at it, everyone did. But there was only one prize, and we argued. There was some commotion, a regular rumble in fact. We tied you up like hogs, meaning you and the sorceress, and went after the beast. That dragon thrashed us so hard, we spent the next half year licking our wounds. You didn't freed yourselves in the ponds.
Who was the sorceress?
Raven-haired she was. Remember her name, Desperate?
Conifer or some such. So, willing to help some old friends, Witcher?
He doesn't remember it. We know who that sorceress is. That story, I believe, is also in The Last Wish. I believe it's the last story, if I'm not mistaken. This dragon. Let's help them, I suppose.
What kind of trouble are you in now?
It's a matter of life, death, and quite a bit of coin in point of that. New Boy bet tonight that he'll survive the assault in his shirt and knickers alone. We're drunk a bit by then, I admit, but a wager's a wager. Our honour's at stake.
A soldier's honor versus a knight's. I think I get it.
The very core of the matter, Witcher. We're slated to go in the first wave, so the going's liable to be hard. New Boy's brave, but he can't survive by courage alone. In any case, we've come into this bauble that's supposed to protect him, magically like. You mind casting an expert's glance at it, seeing as sorcery and such is not strange to you?
Let me see this bauble.
Your wolf medallion, I saw it shake.
It reacts to magic.
So it's true, what the priest said. Hear that, New Boy? You'll be safe. We'll fleece that night, we will.
Where did you get this talisman?
We came by it, let's say. We were on patrol, see, and ran into a couple of novice priestesses praying at this shrine. They were nice, smiling and all.
We don't wanted to take them two on patrol. Ho ho ho! But
Shut it! Boholt had one of his rare moments of clairvoyance, went rummaging in the shrine and found the amulet.
who knows what goes on in that head of his? But every now and then he wakes up as good old Boholt.
Aye, he still cuts them down with a single wallop. In any case, we took the amulet and went off to find the rest of the patrol. Oh, the wonders we saw. First, ran into some squirrels, vicious ones, arrows flying everywhere, but we came through untouched. Barely 3 of the others still standing when a dragon swooped down. The elves fell to their knees. We all legged it. The amulet's magic for certain.
Though it failed to protect the shrine from your patrolling.
Aye, true. Well, now we don't know what to think.
Who knows? Maybe the amulet is unlucky. Maybe it draws trouble. I doubt you left the shrine untouched. Then the Scoia'tael, the dragon.
I told you as much. We need to get the boys some plate.
Wait a minute. We owe the Witcher some thanks.
But we're broke as shit peddlers.
Fancy the amulet, Witcher. It might draw trouble, be cursed in some way, but you might lift the curse. Sell it off.
I'll take it.
It's all yours.
Witcher, you available for normal business still? Willing to hunt monsters?
Yeah, I'm willing. Why do you ask?
Well, 'cause we were out with those scouts that saw the dragon. No one believes us, but
The sound in the assembly. That's us. We'll find you after the battle, Witcher.
Wait.
Farewell.
So we have a new boy's talisman. And we have a bunch of flowers, but that's just because I pick all the flowers that I can.
In those very boats, stand by His Majesty King Protest. What say you to that, flunkies? Long live the King! Close order, march!
What do we have here? Enlist in the army. Written in that language because it's a weird language they have. It's not real life.
We'll skin them alive!
Will you?
word is, way up north, there's a tribe of wild men who are going to battle stark naked.
Whereas you'll have your trousers protecting your jewels.
Oh boy. Porridge. Porridge is good.
Your presence insults
my
the
mother
gods.
used to make
They'll turn away from us in
Never
battle.
had better in my life.
No porridge for you.
Certainly won't top your mother.
Shut it. He's still alive?
If that quack doesn't harm him, won't heal him, that's for sure.
Knuckle. Baffy the prick.
Care for a shot before you enter the siege tower? Or don't you drink and ride?
Funny. Places of power. Once a place of power is active, enter its perimeter to improve your character stats automatically. Found that one, I think.
Good to see you.
Morning, Witcher. Those blades of yours should be useful today.
Foltest's would-be assassin. You said you'd ask around.
I put the word out. I did. It's a riddle wrapped inside a secret.
I thought you knew people who could help.
I can give you any cutthroat in Temeria. Problem is, your assassin came from elsewhere.
You sure?
Sure as you stand before me.
Job done. I don't know what that is.
Does Foltest plan to continue the siege?
No, we're to mount an assault.
Finally.
Truth be told, I'd rather sit here than risk my neck on those walls.
I did what you asked.
You killed the cockatrice. Wonderful. Tough job.
Routine Witcher's work.
I'll have your coin as soon as we finish off the Lavalettes. I'll be generous, I promise.
I'd like it beforehand. Promises made before battle are often hard to keep.
But I don't think he's gonna give the money. Cockatrices are... they're quite something. In the first game, you fight one relatively early, and it's... yeah. They're scary beasts.